Hey everybody, it's Bryce back once again with another music review, and this time we are taking a look at the second and as of right now, final for King and Country album. I say final because we haven't released any other ones yet. Although if the pattern continues, I expect one to be released either by the end of this year or starting into next year. Um, but and I think the last time I was at my local Lifeway, I thought I saw a deluxe version of this, but I do not have this version. I just have the original one when it came out. This album is called Run Wild, Live Free, and Love Strong. Well, there's no and. It's just Run Wild, Live Free, Love Strong. But whatever. It's published in 2014 by Word Entertainment. So sticking with Word Entertainment, that's nice. We like consistency. This album as a whole, I think, musically flows a lot better than the first album. I think there's not too drastic of a style change. I think For King and Country really establishes their identity with this album. I mean, they did in a sense with their previous singles, like The Proof of Your Love and Middle of Your Heart. Those were really For King and Country, like just signature. But this album provides the first time here where their album as a whole is a staple of their signature. But yeah, because like I said, the first album I think they're still kind of struggling a little bit to find who exactly they were, and they finally picked a direction, and it works really well. That having been said, there's a lot more tracks on this album that I like, and there's still some other ones on here that I'm they're not bad. I still won't choose to listen to them over the other ones, but they're the ones that I don't like are starting to improve a little bit, if that makes any sense. In other words, it's like instead of just wanting to not listen to it altogether, I'm at the point now where like these other tracks are like, oh, okay, I guess I can give it a listen to right quick, but it's still I still have my ones that I go back and listen to specifically, and I'll get into those later. So let's talk about the individual songs on this album. The first one is Run Wild. I guess this is the title track of the album because there's no other tracks on here that say Live Free or Love Strong, so I guess this is the title track of the album. And so this one maybe not as well as some of the other albums. Maybe not as well as some of the other songs on this album, but in its own way, kind of helps establish that big symphonic kind of sound they're known for. It's symphonic with a little bit of synthesizing in it. It sounds pretty. That's what For King and Country is known for. This one doesn't do it quite as well, but it still does it pretty decent. I get the message of getting out of this box, the box of this certain lifestyle or way of thinking, whatever it is. So I get the message of trying to get out of said box, but I only found one line, and I don't even remember it now, that points out that only Jesus can help you out. I mean, the rest of the song is spent just talking about how we can escape and We can escape so we can run wild, live free, love strong. Yay. Okay, well, how do you get out? I only heard one line that kind of indicated that Jesus is the one that helps you get out of that box, but I don't know. I'll leave that one as a judgment opinion. This song, however, does get minus 100 for rapping. And you may be thinking to yourself, for King and Country raps? Well, no, of course they don't rap. They feature a Christian rapper by the name of Andy Mineo. I guess that's how you pronounce his last name. I don't listen to him. I don't know who the guy is. I'm sure he's a nice guy. But rapping in any of my songs is instantly minus 100. I mean, I can better stomach certain hip hop styles like DC Talk and Jesus Freak. I love that song. But straight up rapping, no. Just you will instantly lose points with me. Just get out. All right, so let's move on. Next is Fix My Eyes, but it's not exactly Fix My Eyes. See, there's I will never understand why songs do this, but there's a prelude to Fix My Eyes, and then you get into the actual song Fix My Eyes. The prelude is this nice, cool, once again, classic for King and Country symphonic drum featured musicality. It's really cool. As for the actual song itself, when you move on to the third track, the song itself, it's a great message. I mean, no matter how hard your life is or how many mistakes you've made, the bottom line is, just fix your eyes on God. I mean, and it's really more of a message that pertains to the ones who are already saved, but it could even include the ones who aren't saved yet. When you turn, you make the resolve to change your ways, follow God, and turn your life over to Him, and fix your eyes on Him, and it can lead to a resounding change for your life. And so it's done in a really unique way, and I enjoy this song a lot. So next we have To the Dreamers. This song is okay. I mean, it's one of those songs I would put into the it's good, but I'd have to be letting the music go to listen to it. I mean, it's just not. It's just I have my particular favorites that I like to go back and listen to. I'm really weird like that. So this one, I mean, and this one has some good things going for it. It's a song of encouragement for people who are just down and out while chasing their dreams, and they keep talking about this hope that they're holding on to, and it's entirely possible that this hope that they're holding on to is an idea that or is the idea that Jesus exists, and you get the feeling of that because it's implied in the bridge. Otherwise, not a whole lot to say about this one. Next up is Shoulders. I think Fix My Eyes is one of the singles, but if it's not, I know Shoulders is. Shoulders is awesome. I love the fact that these guys are so versatile in all of their use of percussion instruments. You got bells at the beginning of this one. That's a really awesome plus. the style of this is so for King and Country. It's awesome. It's a just kind of like a soft. It almost feels like a soft march in a sense in the chorus, but I mean it just blends so well together. I mean the message, God will always pick us up when we fall, and in fact he carries us. I mean it just it's I can't do the song any justice. You need to go listen to it. I would say that. All right, next up, No Turning Back. Once again, the message is really good about not turning back to where we were, but I mean, it's just the song just seems like forgettable. I mean, maybe I have a little bit too harsh of an opinion about it, but it just to me, it seems forgettable. Like there's nothing that makes it stand out, or there's no signature. I mean, there's nothing that about the song that you're really looking for. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of like People Change and Crave and things like that. I mean, it's not a bad song. It's just really not memorable. Moving on, Without You. This song features Courtney. I had no idea who Courtney is. Never heard. I don't know if she's an artist or if she's just a stranger that they picked up from the Salvation Army. I don't know. But when Joel, or I'm assuming that's Joel Smallbone. It could be Luke. I'm pretty sure it's Joel though, because I think he does more of the vocals than Luke does. But whenever he matches the high pitch with her, it does not sound good. It sounds pretty bad. Otherwise, it's okay. Like when he's just singing in his voice and she's singing hers, it's okay. But like when he tries to match the same pitch that she's singing, it's like, stop. The message kind of is pretty easy to figure out. You know that the singers don't want to be without God at any point in their lives, which is not. It's a good message. A lot of piano. There's minor accompaniment, like you can hear a bass guitar and everything, but it's really soft. It's meant to be intimate, kind of a song. So if that's what you're into, then I could say you could listen to this one. Long Live is next, and the message here is it's subtly about taking steps of faith, but it's more about taking steps of faith in pursuit of your dreams or your aspirations. But if you really read into it, then you could say making steps of faith about your relationship with God. If you really, really, really tried to read into it, really, what causes this song to work is the background. The music is awesome in this song. It complements the lyrics so well. I don't think it would be a good song really without that music. Because the lyrics are just, to me, they're too subtle. I mean, it's a song I really enjoy and it's a song I go back and listen to, but I think the message is just too subtle. But what works is the music, and that's why it's a song that I'll go back and listen to. So yeah, anyway, it's still good though. Next we're going to talk about the song Steady. Anyway, so I had to double check something on my notes. My bad. The style is a little bit more pop sounding than For King and Country typically does. I mean, it's part of their style to mix that symphonic sound with the synthesizing sound that you hear a lot with pop, and sometimes it almost sounds straight up pop. This is going to be one of those times where it almost sounds straight up pop, except for that one little bit in the middle of the chorus where you hear, apologize for my for singing this to you, but aside from that, everything else in the chorus sounds really like kind of pop heavy, which is a little bit not for King and Country style, but yet somehow it still fits their style. Can't explain it really well, but I mean it works. Somehow it works. I mean, there's not much to say about the song. It's very good. I mean, the balance between the music and the lyrics is awesome. It's considerably even better than Long Live as far as the balance goes. I mean, it just, for whatever reason, it's so catchy. I'm going to move on now to Already Home. Well, right off the bat here, you go from an organ and orchestral style to some, I don't know, some weird, drastic style change. It's like an awkward guitar strumming with the guys doing this oh-ohing thing. They're just like, oh, 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 kind of a little bit. And it's, I mean, I just suddenly switched to that just almost out of the blue. I mean, it's, musically, I think it's probably the most radical thing they've ever done. I mean, it's not as in cool either. It's structured bad. I mean, and it's not the only time they do it either. I mean, there's not an organ again in the song, but like when it's like they'll get into the chorus and it'll be like this really nice, typical for King Country kind of sound. And I guess when I went back and listened to it right before recording this, and I guess it's not as bad as I originally thought, but it's still it's awkward. It's just, you have this nice big projection kind of a thing going with all the different instruments, and all of a sudden you switch to this radical oh 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 oh, oh. I don't know. I just, for whatever, I've heard it done okay before and by other groups, generally not Christian groups, but for this just doesn't seem to work here. It might be just my opinion, but it just does not seem to work here. Alright, we got a few more left. This Is Love. This is clearly a love song between a guy and the girl that he's found for his life. And it musically actually still fits the style for King and Country really well. It's not like mediocre garbage like some of the ones in the previous song were, in the previous album were. Jeez. And at least in this case, it sounds like he wants to love her like Christ loves people, love her with the love of Christ and all that. So I guess, so if for King and Country ever put out a good love song, I guess I would probably recommend this above anything else that they've put out. Next is Matter. There's really not much to say about this song. I mean, it's a good song. It basically explaining about how you matter to God. I mean, the God who set the heavens ablaze, or I can't even remember the chorus that well, but the fact that someone of so much importance to him, you matter, and it's a good message and everything. But I mean, that's really all you can say about it. There's not much to it. The next one is It's Not Over Yet, and I do like this song a lot. It's basically a song of perseverance. Would have liked some kind of reference to God in this one, but it's still good. There's nothing really drastic in the music as far as like style changes or anything. In fact, it fits for King and Country style really well, and it's even though it doesn't directly mention God himself in this one, it's still, it's still a good reminder that it's perseverance, because the lyrics of the chorus are, they're saying to everyone who's hit their limit, it's not over yet. And even when you think you're finished, it's not over yet. In other words, I mean, it's like this seems bad right now, but you still got more to come. The point is that you got to keep persevering through all of this, because this is what God is wanting to take you through right now. But again, they don't mention God in it, which would have been nice. So it would have been nice for clarification. But I think any Christian with discernment can figure out that that's what they're trying to get at. There's only one other song on here, and that is "Oh God, Forgive Us." Musically, it's a really soft and quiet song. It's basically a prayer of forgiveness for unbelief, and there's really not much to say about this one. Although it is interesting, if you have the patience to listen through the entire way, after about a minute of pause after the song's over, you actually hear one of the brothers speaking. I don't remember exactly what it is they're saying, but you have to, and you also kind of have to turn the volume up a little bit in order to be able to hear it. But just like one of those neat little Easter eggs, I guess, for songs. Anyway, that's it in a nutshell, this album. Songs that I personally recommend. Once again, I like "Fix My Eyes," "Shoulders," "Steady," and "It's Not Over Yet." And even to a degree, just if nothing else for the musicality, I also like "Long Live." But the other ones I would easily recommend the most. Anyway, that's about as far as we have time-wise for this music review. So until For King and Country comes out with a new one, we're done with them. So I've already got another artist in mind. I've got a couple reviews written out. I just need to get them recorded, and I need to finish writing the review for another one of this group's particular albums. I will say this, though, not spoiling who we're going to be talking about, but they are one of my top favorite groups. If you look on the website, the long list of different artists that I like, they are towards the top of that list, and I'm really, really excited to start talking about these guys, or this group's music. That they mean so much to me. Their ministry, basically. But anyway, I can gush more about them on the next review. So thank you guys very much for listening to this one, and please continue to check out the website for other additional content. And I have one quick update. I did begin to record myself playing drums for a possible idea for a YouTube channel, and so far I've gotten one song to cooperate with me, and the other song I've been fighting the audio tooth and nail. So it's still in an experimental phase, but it's hopefully starting to come along. So when it officially does, I'll make the announcement that the channel exists. But I've still got some more playing around to do to make sure that this is going to work out. So, but anyway, that's just a quick update. Thank you guys again for listening.